Tonight, the Lakers have a real test against the Phoenix Suns, and they really need to show up and deliver. Now, they don't have LeBron James, but Phoenix is missing some players too, right? They're missing Cam Johnson, missing Chris Paul, so there's no excuses. Still got Russell Westbrook, still got a lot of guys that have really been stepping up as of late. They've looked really good without LeBron James the last few games, but they've played, lesser competition. This is the first game against a legit team in the Western Conference, a team that they likely would have to get through if they wanted to win an NBA championship. And this is a true test, right? Guys need to step up. Russell Westbrook, we need to see him have a big game. He's been great on all areas. Scoring has been lacking a little bit. I'd like to see him put that all together, right? He's averaging like 12 assists a game over the last 4 games or so, really setting up, especially between him and the bigs, really operating. But this is a Phoenix team that does not have a very strong interior. This is a team that Westbrook should be able to penetrate, should be able to get to the rim, play a faster pace. They don't have anybody that can keep Russell Westbrook in check and guard Russ. Russ should have a field day against the Phoenix Suns, especially now that they're missing, like Cam Johnson, some bigger players, that can guard the perimeter and keep up with guys like Russell Westbrook. Also, they don't have a Jay Crowder, although he hasn't played all year, but still, it's another sizable wing that the Phoenix Suns lack. Phoenix Suns look really good. They've been winning games without Chris Paul, without Cam Johnson. So they're a team that's running on high, right? They're a team that's really good with or without Chris Paul. And this is going to be our first true test. If we get this game done, all of a sudden, we're on a 4-game win streak. We got the Spurs coming up twice. We just beat them by 31. You could see the optimism. You could see maybe a real turnaround ending up happening. But it's going to start with the Phoenix Suns. It's great that we're beating the bad teams in the league. That's what we should be doing. But can we beat the better teams in this league? We beat Denver. We beat the Pelicans. That's great. But we need to continue to beat these teams like the Phoenix Suns to kind of just show hey, we're not just a middle-of-the-pack team that can only beat the bad teams. We can beat the good teams in the league as well. Like Utah has surprised a lot of people. Sometimes you just have bad matchups. Sometimes, a team's just hot, things like that. So it's fine when you lose games. It's fine when you get off to a rough start. But it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? And so the Lakers seem to be really having a nice turnaround here. They've won 3 straight for the first time since last January when they won 4 in a row. Let's try to extend that streak. I mean, if we could beat the Suns tonight and then end up beating San Antonio 2 times, all of a sudden we're on a 6-game win streak. We still have 1 more game going into December. That would just be beautiful and just a great spot for the Lakers to be in. To go into the gauntlet that is December. We have a really tough schedule in December. If we could end up rattling off, 6 straight wins here, all of a sudden we're 8-10. Things are starting to look up. Maybe we're 9-10. Oh no, now we're really a serious team, and I need to see Russ continue to play great, continue to play good off the bench. I need to see his scoring numbers go up a bit. He's been solid defensively with the assist, just taking care of the ball. He hasn't really turned it over too much. He has something insane like 40. I think it's 46 assists to 12 turnovers or 16 turnovers or something like that, which is an incredible assist to turnover ratio. But I'd like to see him kind of take advantage of a weak defensive Phoenix team, at least in the interior, right? And then Anthony Davis. We need to see Anthony Davis continue to dominate. He has been fantastic these last few games, but it's been against teams that don't really have any size down low. Anthony Davis is able to abuse. This team, they have Ayton. They have guys with some size that can make things difficult on Anthony Davis. You got to imagine that the Phoenix Suns' game plan is to try to slow down AD. And we need to see a monstrous, dominant Anthony Davis. Phoenix has never really had answers for Anthony Davis. I still believe a couple years ago when we played Phoenix in the NBA playoffs, I really believe if it wasn't for Anthony Davis going down, we would have beaten them and likely been in the finals again to play the Milwaukee Bucks. And I do think we matched up pretty well. Unfortunately, Anthony Davis goes down because we were up 2-1. Looked like we were going to go up 3-1. Anthony Davis gets hurt. Rest is history. And Phoenix had no answers for Anthony Davis. And I still believe that they don't have any answers for Anthony Davis. So we need a monster game. I'm not saying he has to give us, 40 and 20 again. But he needs to have at least 25 to 30 points, somewhere in that ballpark. Give us some solid assists. We need some contributions from other guys. If Russ steps up, stuff like that, We need somewhere, like I said, 25 to 30 from Anthony Davis tonight at least. I'd love if he could have, another 35 plus point a game. That would be fantastic. Kind of show like, hey, this wasn't a fluke. I'm here. This is my team. This is my year. I'm winning the MVP. I'm winning that Defensive Player of the Year, which he really could win both. I mean, if the Lakers make the playoffs, Anthony Davis is playing like an MVP right now. He's playing like a top 3 guy. Now, can he keep that up and maintain that? We're going to find out tonight. It's going to be really good. You're going to have good games. You're going to have bad games. That's understandable. But can he consistently, and especially when we need him to, be that dominant force? Defensively, he has like the best defensive rating in the league right now. He's just everywhere on the defensive end, really is the anchor for the Lakers defense. The Lakers have dropped defensively. I believe they're like 14th right now in total defense. They were top 4, top 5. I do believe the Lakers can get back into that. They had a really rough stretch where their defense just was really lax. Teams are putting up like 130. Lakers have done a really good job of keeping guys, pedestrian, keeping teams under that threshold, and they're climbing back up the defensive ladder, which is good. But we need to be able to do that against the Phoenix team, a good elite, what many believe is a title contender. We need to be able to be that team, and Anthony Davis is our core. He is our anchor. He's the guy that's going to lead this charge. I've always said, we go as far as Anthony Davis takes us. We need Anthony Davis to take us to a win tonight against Phoenix to really kind of show, hey, we are this dominant team. Russ and AD, we really need dominance from. And we need to see the rest of the guys continue to show up, right? You don't have LeBron James. And with LeBron sitting down, we've seen a lot of great basketball, right? We're averaging over the last 3 games, we're averaging 29 assists a game. That's insane. That is like Warrior championship level numbers. That is, San Antonio and their dynasty numbers. 30 assists is the goal, right? We need to continue that. Hopefully when LeBron does come back, he kind of buys into that offensive philosophy of guys sharing the ball, guys moving the ball around. We've seen a lot with LeBron James. The ball just kind of gets stuck. And it's really easy for guys to kind of see, okay, LeBron's got the ball. I'm just going to stand over here instead of moving without the ball, being aggressive. We're seeing that without LeBron. And that's really good. We're seeing a lot of guys really step up. Austin Reeves, Walker is scoring more. Troy Brown, Thomas Bryant's back. Thomas Bryant has been great for us, right? I really think we match up very well against the Phoenix Suns with or without LeBron James. And we need to continue and show that, right? And then hopefully once LeBron, this allows LeBron to continue to rest, which we really need, and kind of manage him, allow him to get healthy, not be in a position where we have to rush him back, because we are not better without LeBron James, right? As much as the team looks really good without LeBron and they're playing good without LeBron, we're better with LeBron James. And LeBron James is smart enough to see what is going on here and hopefully come in and kind of fill that role and be the superstar we need from LeBron. But it's nice if we can continue to win and continue to play great without LeBron, because then we don't have to rush him back in a panic situation where it's like, okay, we really need him. And also for many people that want a trade, if we beat Phoenix and we're looking good and things are looking good, that kind of puts an incentive on Rob Pelinka in the front office to go, okay, hey, we're in a 4-game winning streak. Yeah, we've beaten some lesser teams, but we also just beat the Phoenix Suns. We're looking really good. Let's go see what we could do. Maybe we don't need a major move. Maybe we could take Bev and Nunn, go get a piece or two and kind of reevaluate and see where we're at. That's ideally what I would like to see. I'd like to see Rob Pelinka, maybe make a move, smaller move, not the big blockbuster move, see where we're at that point. But we need to continue to win and we need to continue to beat the good teams. Now, personally, if we lose this game, I don't think it's the end of the world, right? I know a lot of people, you're going to have all the haters, you're going to have all the people just, see the Lakers can't beat it. It's how, if we lose, how did we lose this game? That's what's important. Did we just get ran out the gym? Did we just get blown out? Was it an embarrassing game start to finish and Phoenix basically just controlled and dominated us and it's clear we're not at that level? Yeah, we're better than the bad teams, but we're not good enough to compete and run with the good teams, even with the dominant Anthony Davis. Or was it a tight game down the stretch where it's like, hey, like we were in it. We were in it throughout the entirety of the game. Hey, we had this little back and forth. We were a possession or two away from winning this game. That is what I want to see worst case scenario. If we lose this game, were we in the game? Did we have an opportunity to win this game? With LeBron James on the court, would we have been the better team tonight? Even with them having Chris Paul, even with them having Cam Johnson, like would we have been the better team? Because I mean, LeBron is, at least equivalent to Cam Johnson and Chris Paul, right? So that's what I want to see. Even if we lose this game, how did we lose this game? Were we in this game? Was it just a bad overall game? Were guys able to step up? Who played well? Who didn't? What does this team need? These are all things that not only should we as a fandom be looking at, but Rob Pelinka is also looking at and going like, okay, how close are we? Okay, we lost to the Suns, but did we lose by 30 or was it a tight game where it's like, man, if we just had one or two more pieces, we were in that game. We could beat the Phoenix Suns come playoff time. Maybe that gives them some incentive, or just in general, the team in general. Obviously, a win like this would be a real high. It'd be a real confidence booster. It would show that like, hey, we're real, we're here. This is a real team. Now, hopefully that could be the case. But again, even if we lose, how did we lose? What was the end result? Would this have been a game that we would have won with LeBron James? And in reality, we've been in a lot of these games, right? There's only been like 2 or 3 games that we just really had no chance of winning. Pretty much every game we've been in the mix. We've had opportunities to win, right? I mean, like the Warriors game, the game, the Blazers game. A lot of these games, like the first Utah game, like a lot of these games we've really been in. And we've really had opportunities to win and close out. Chemistry, things like that take some time. I would still like a scorer on this team, but I think in general, like we've looked good for the majority of the season. We've seemed to be right there. We just haven't been able to kind of close out down the stretch, but now we're really seeing a collective effort. We're seeing production by committee, which is good. We're seeing guys step up. Again, Austin Reeves, Walker, Troy Brown is back. Thomas Bryant's back, right? Thomas Bryant's been huge for us. That's another big man. That's another asset that is contributing to winning. Dennis Schroeder's back. Dennis Schroeder has had some success against the Phoenix Suns, right? I expect a big game from Dennis Schroeder. We have all these pieces, all this depth. We need to see that in that production. Kendrick Nunn, he's been stepping up a lot more the last few games. Can he continue that production? Can he be an actual piece that contributes to winning? Patrick Beverley. Like if there was any game for Patrick Beverley to get back and get, and feel the energy to talk smack, it's the Phoenix Suns, right? I mean, the history, all of that stuff, right? Like if Patrick Beverley was ever going to show up for a big game, this is the game we need Patrick Beverley to show up. This is it. Like, if Patrick Beverley doesn't show up this game, I don't want to hear it anymore. Like, trade the guy. Get rid of the guy. We're not good enough to have a Jared Dudley on our team making $13 million a year. We're just not. And he's our best trade asset next to Russell Westbrook to go and get a piece or two. So, if Patrick Beverley doesn't have a big game, I know a lot of people really want to keep Patrick Beverley and they feel like, he's a locker room guy, defensive intensity, all of that stuff. That's great. That's cute and all, but we're not that good. We're not so good where it's like, hey, it's all right. We can keep Bev, be a defensive specialist, play in spots, be a starter, whatever. Like, we're not that good. Even if we beat the Suns, we could beat the Suns by 30 this game. And I still don't think we're that good to where Patrick Beverley can just be a non-factor. But anyway, again, however this game ends up, this is a game, you don't want to get too high on the highs, you don't want to get too low on the lows. I say this a lot because it's important. Now, obviously, a win would be a great win. Like, we really need this win. And it's a win. And if we do get this win, we should definitely be excited. I'm not saying don't be excited. I'm just saying, like, this doesn't mean that we don't need pieces. Doesn't mean that we don't need a small trade. I don't think we need a big blockbuster trade. I do still believe we need a little piece that could go a long way. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Are you excited for this game? What do you think the result will be? Do you think the Lakers could get the win? Do you think they won't? Also, don't miss the post-game live stream. I always do a live stream at the end of the games, every game. So please join me then. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you're new to the channel, all that stuff, subscribe to the channel and don't miss those live streams, because I really love our conversations, whether we win or lose. Kind of gives us a good jumping off point to have discussions beyond just the videos. So anyway, again, love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know, good, bad, ugly, somewhere in between, down in the comment section below.